what's going on? I see it's all in the cars with Kathy out there and Miss Carol Cordera. How you doing? How y'all doing tonight? I am actually drinking something a little bit different tonight. I got some iced tea tonight. It's spiked iced tea. So we'll see what direction we go in tonight with these burning questions. I'm also curious to see who's gonna come on tonight because it's freestyle sessions tonight. Never know who's gonna come through tonight on a Friday. I want to say what's up to people out there on Facebook. If you are out there on Twitter, YouTube, D Live, or Twitch, drop it in the comments and let me know where you are calling from. Didn't get my. Oh, I am not repeating that at all. Period. The end. But that might be a sign of why you didn't get them. Mm-mm-mm. So you didn't get your clams. Something else. Freestyle session tonight, y'all. Friday, November 26th. Can't believe it. I was actually looking at my calendar, preparing for next week, and guess what? December is going to show up before we even know it. So, yeah, it'll be December next week. Can't believe it. It's officially, is it a Sagittarian? Sagittarian season? It's officially Sagittarian season. Can't wait. Oh, yes, I love this song. If you'd like to speak to me tonight, you can text me at 609 738 0611, and I will try my best to pull you up here on the podcast. Or you can request me live on Instagram. Head on over to Instagram, and you can also request me live on TikTok. I'm so thankful that we haven't done anything to piss anybody off on TikTok lately. Although I was playing some music a couple days ago, and I had to catch myself, and I said, "Oh, got a couple words in there that I know we can't say." I mean, I can't say them, but I guess I can play the music. I don't know. Well, whatever the case may be, I put that thing on pause because I forgot about the audience, the sensitive audience that we have out there on TikTok. So we have to be respectful. But I'm glad we're still rocking out there. So I'm into the song today. Deja Vu. I've been here before by the late, great Tina Marie, released in 1979 off of the Wild and Peaceful album. So the question that I have for each and every one of you out there listening tonight, have you ever felt like you have been here before? Maybe you've done something that you regret. Maybe you've done something that you absolutely love and it was an experience, and once you had that awakening of that deja vu, you were like, I've been here before. So was it on a good note or was it on a bad note? Deja vu, I've been here before. Song of the day. Rest in peace, Tina Marie. What a beautiful voice, beautiful person, beautiful soul. 1979, before I was even born, off of the Wild and Peaceful album. What's going on, Desi? I see you out there on TikTok. What's going on? I see you out there. What is your name? Raw Koofy. Hopefully, I have said that right. But yeah, I mean, I also spoke about this, a couple weeks ago. Growing up as a kid, I felt like I had some strange, strange deja vu happen to me all the time. Whenever I would go into a room, I would be like, damn, I felt like I've done this before. And it wouldn't happen so outside of the home, all throughout the home. When I would go through different parts of the home, I was in that house since I was 3 years old, and I grew up in that home. And every time I would go to different situations and go in a certain room, go upstairs, go downstairs, I always felt like I had some like I've been there before, and it was to a point where it bothered me sometimes, and I actually would sit there and try to figure it out. Like, being young, 7, 8, it really bothered me at some point, and I was like, this is not right, and I gotta fix this. I want to know why this keeps happening. But man, I had some serious data when I was younger. Um, Going on, cookies and pie, Miss Bethany, all the way from California. And what I've actually done some research on, some recent research on deja vu. Children will experience deja vu quite often because they're actually remembering things from the past life. And it's easier for children to remember and pick up things when they're younger. As you get older, you tend to, lose all of those senses and things like that. But children, when they say that they've been here before, they experienced something before, probably is most likely the truth. And do some research on it. It's crazy, but really do some research on it. Now, when I look back on my life, I'm like, yeah, I do believe that this is my second time around, but what do I know? Who knows? But yeah, deja vu. I've been here before. What's going on, Mr. Mark Rubino? Thank you so much for joining in. I appreciate all of the love and support that you have been giving the 411 podcast for over a year. Words cannot express, the gratitude that I have for people like you out there. And you actually made it over to Instagram, so I appreciate you. Thank you so much for coming on in. Um, Fellow person from my hometown, thank you, and I appreciate you. And Miss Carol says, my kids, especially the oldest, used to tell me stuff about when they were older. Goosebumps every time. It would bother me something terrible. Like, I used to be like, something is not right. I swear that I've been in this room before, or I went to go pick up this piece of paper, or somebody sent me to go get something out of this room, but I felt like I've been here before. And it wouldn't happen anywhere else, but just inside the home. Speaking of people who support the 411 podcast, I want to say very special thank you to Miss Kathy. She was on Reading Between the Lines with me Wednesday night, and we had Liz, and she has a book called Marvelous Margot. Y'all go ahead and check out the replay. Listen to all the information that she says about her story, her stepdaughter, a beautiful story. And then after you watch the replay, go ahead and support and purchase Marvelous Margot. And it's a series of books and some great things that we learned. And we also had some fun too. There were some fun moments, which I'm going to talk about in a minute. But thank you so much for coming up. Appreciate you. And I believe that she might come back in the future. Also, Canada is in the house. Jane from Canada, thank you so much. Mr. Jason T. Davis, I believe might be coming back tomorrow. This will be a better time on. And man, you want to talk about some mind-blowing conversations. He takes us to a whole nother level. I don't know if you've watched any of them, but he's from California as well. Just says some the knowledge that this man has is just out of Gina Hassan. What's up, Jetta? I see you out there from my rap tribe. Thank you for supporting as well. I appreciate you. Danielle from Posh and Pretty Brow Bar from Texas. Nordia from Shea Heaven. Lakeisha and Abundance Moon. Lash Addict Society. They all were on maybe about a couple weeks ago. It's the holiday season. If you want to get your lashes for your family members, check that out. The holiday season is here. Check out Lash Addict Society on Instagram. Miss Rebel Jewel, all the way from the UK, right along with Sophie Davis. And also Mr. Neil from United Advertising. He was also on 2 or 3 nights ago. So check out that replay as well. And again, thank you so much to everybody out there who have been supporting and watching and rocking on. Desi, I don't know if you're still out there or not, but what's going on? How you doing out there? So speaking of Liz from Reading Between the Lines, I thought this was so hilarious because I thought that I was the only crazy one. But I asked a simple question of, the holiday season was here. It's here now. We just celebrated Thanksgiving. Have you ever broken up with somebody on a holiday around the holiday, um, a significant, date. Have you ever been dumped, or have you dumped somebody on, the holiday or a specific, date that was important, of significance? And Liz said that, I believe I got this right, that she broke up with her boyfriend, I believe on Thanksgiving or one of the holidays or whatever. She invited him to her home, and apparently he stopped up the toilet. So the next day in school or whatever, she texts him and says, I don't like you anymore. So he stopped up her toilet so bad that she broke up with him the next day. So have you broke up with somebody on or around holidays or a significant date? All in the cars with Kathy. Has that happened to you, Desi? Has that happened to you, Carol? Have you broken up with somebody in your past? Jetta, come on now, you got some stories that you can tell me. So apparently there's 6% alcohol in this iced tea here. Bethany, now I know you got some stories. Can I tell you that if you really want some good laughs, and I mean some good laughs, and it'd be some of the things that I think, but I just don't say, check out cookies and pie underscore one on Instagram. That is COOKIESAND PIE underscore number one. Cookies and pie. I forgot, you know what? I gotta go because you said something the other day, and I just all I did was just put smiley faces. Crack me up. I'm gonna get you in 1 minute, Jetta, but I have to look up cookies and pie for a minute because I haven't even seen what you posted lately. But this is too much. Um, no, that's not the one. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? You know what? I'm not gonna say it because if I say it, then we're gonna get thrown off of Instagram. But let me try to put it up here. Oh, I think it's gonna come backwards. It's gonna come backwards. You ain't gonna be able to see it. Anyway, just go check it out. But this one, you know which one this is, Bethany. This one cracked me up when you put that one. Get him appraised because he might not be worth shit. And that goes for anybody out there. You better get them appraised and check and see what's going on here. Ladies, if your man is living in your house and you pay all the bills, you're a lesbian because you're dating a bitch. Oh my goodness. Don't ruin a good day today by thinking about a bad yesterday. Let it go. That's absolutely the truth. Then there's also some good inspiration stuff on here too. But yeah, if you walking around and you paying all the bills, something ain't right. This is not right. But yeah, check out Cookies and Pie. Nene, what's going on? How are you? And you are the breakee. So who did you break up with during the holiday? And this is all on the cards with Kathy. So my rap tribe says not a holiday. I dumped someone for asking me for gas money on my birthday. That is pretty bad. They asked you for gas money on your birthday? Hell, at least you got a phone call. I ain't even get a phone call. Speaking of phone calls during birthdays and holidays, mm, we getting ready to do Christmas songs for Song of the Day. This is actually going to be the first year that I actually break down and I try to get as many Christmas songs in as I possibly can. Um, so starting December 1st, all the way up until the 25th, I'm going to try to go ahead and get as many Christmas songs as I can in. But I know that this is not a Christmas song, but I definitely am going to wrap it up into it because it's so significant this time of year. No Happy Holidays, my Mary J. Blige. Um, I play it as a Christmas song during this time of year. It's the one time that I get to play that song during the Christmas time. So it's a sad song. It's rough, but sometimes we have to do it for people who've been there before. No Happy Holidays by Mary J. Blige. Y'all go ahead and check that out. And I love the part when Mary says that I didn't even get a phone call. Jetta, at least you got a phone. At least somebody reached out to you on your birthday and asked you for some money. Hell, I didn't even get a phone call until like maybe a week later. And then they asked me for something. So you know they really got cussed out after that. You missed my damn birthday and then you got a nerve to try to reach out to me after the fact. Mm-mm-mm. Still no happy holidays. It's going to be a happy holiday. You want to know why? Because when you get to a point in your life when you realize that you don't need anybody to complete you. See, we get it all twisted up and we get all wrapped up when some of this stuff gets so commercialized and all of this crazy stuff. The thing is, like, if we've been brought into this world by ourselves and we're going to leave here by ourselves. So when you start to understand and know who you are, you can have every single thing that you want in life without actually being wrapped up and tied up with somebody. I mean, I'm not going to get into too many details, but is it really worth it? You got to go through all of that trouble. Now, if you got somebody that makes sense and you're in love and you guys are, you know, on the same path and it makes sense, that is a blessing when you can get to that point and you're wrapped up with the same person. And sometimes y'all finish each other's sentences and you like this and they like that. And, you have your hobbies and I got my hobbies and we come together and everything's cool and it's just a beautiful. Every now and then, some people actually do experience that. But I want to know how many people are married and just as depressed and outright evil and jacked up because you end up wrapped up and getting married with somebody that you really, after you got all into the situation, could care less. 2, 3 years down the road, you can't stand them. And the only reason why you with them is because you're getting some consistent sex on a regular basis, and you don't have to worry about being out in the streets, ripping and running and trying to figure it out. Hell, sometimes when you're out there trying to figure it out, you come across something that's even better. But are you gonna go through all of that shit? What's up, Corey? How you doing on D Live? D Live is in the house. I appreciate when you all come through. Are you really gonna go through all of that shit just for a quick 5 minutes of whatever? Now you gotta stare across and have somebody wrapped up and laying in the bed with you that you really could care less about. I mean, I'm so sorry, people. And you might think that, oh, it's just Laren because of the shit that he's been through. I'm really at this point where I want things, and I think it might be cool to be wrapped up with somebody, but then afterwards I'll be like, ooh, I guess I'm kind of glad that I am sitting where I'm at because after it's all said and done, I can come back to my sanctuary and have my peace. Listen, if you think that you're the one, I don't know. It's gonna take some real convincing because you got to be down with everything that I'm down with, and I got to be down with what you're down with, and we got to vibe properly. This time around, it has to be the right way because I have to protect my energy, and I can't have somebody sitting here tearing me down and depleting me because they don't have themselves together. Hell, I'm still trying to get myself together 100%. So why should I inflict and put anything off on you? Anyway, Carl B says the universe will always set you up for failure for another success. That is so true. Fantasia has a song called Lose to Win. So sometimes you have to lose in order to win again. What's going on, y'all out there on Instagram? Y'all kind of quiet tonight. What's going on? I am drinking this Sea Isle spiked iced tea, and it tastes just like iced tea. So someone told me you got to be careful with this, and they're absolutely true because it tastes just like iced tea. So I mean, you guzzle this thing down, you're gonna have a problem after a while. Mm. So y'all had y'all Thanksgiving dinner. How was it? The burning question that I asked the other night was, how do you deal with large gatherings in your home? How was it? Anybody have any issues with a large amount of people being all up in your house? I'm gonna take it there. Just gonna be a little silly and stupid. All right. So, how y'all dealt with a bunch of people stepping all over your carpets and stuff, flopping down all on your couches and stuff, farting up and pooping up your bathrooms after they had already done ate a whole bunch of food? I just think it's some stupid shit. I'm telling you. How do y'all deal with that? People burping and scratching and farting after they had a good meal. Isn't it terrible that I'm thinking like that? People getting drunk up, stumbling all over stuff. I've heard of that before. Honey Tennessee tonight, Jack Daniels. That's what's up. Bethany said I put everybody out. When did you put them out? After they ate everything? My thing is, it's cool to come on by. Let's party. Let's have a great time. But sometimes when you got so many people in your environment and you don't know who's doing what, and then don't let them have kids, because now I got to deal with the adults that we looking at, and now I used to be the ones that would be chasing after the kids, and everybody would be in a room somewhere, and I'd be looking at the kids like, mm-hmm. Touch it again and see what happens. Like, I know your mom's sitting in there. Excuse me, I don't mean to say it, but my mind. See, I said some of this stuff in my mind. I know your mom's sitting in there with her trifling ass because she ain't sitting here teaching you how to act right when you're in somebody's house. But touch it again and see what happens. Sometimes you couldn't speak to them because they were old enough to say something. But the young little ones, I know that's terrible, but don't be breaking stuff. Put that down. Sit down. Like, I just can't. Anybody have that situation where you just got people all over touching stuff, breaking stuff? Anyway, my rap tribe says no, no one came to my mom's house. I was a little surprised, but Rona cases are on a rise out here. Oh my goodness. That is crazy. We might have to have a little session about this damn coronavirus again. Every time I feel like we are done speaking about it, there's a surge in another different place and all kinds of nonsense is going on. Craziness. But you know what I noticed though? I can tell that there are some trends. A lot of people are sitting down now that the weather is changing. You don't see too many people ripping and running. I think we understand how this whole process goes with this. There's been like this crazy flu that's been, hitting people, but a lot of people have been sitting down. I can tell a big difference. Not the young little ones. Yes, the young little ones will F up your house. I've had people break stuff, you know, all the time, and the mom or dad was somewhere drinking and getting twisted up and ain't watching the kid. And hell, somebody got to watch him and somebody got to keep him in check. Don't be coming over here tearing shit up over here. And then the ones that were just ignorant, you tell them put it down and they'll look at you and say no. They're like, excuse me, you better go and sit down somewhere. Hmm. So, um, let's talk about dating a little bit. For all y'all out there that are dating, that are wrapped up into your wonderful, beautiful relationships, your marriages, everything that is working so wonderful, I just want to say congratulations. But I want you to share with us a little bit. I want you to share with us in this crazy ass new age dating that we got, just in case someone should get wrapped up into a relationship. What's fun? How do you keep a long term relationship going? Like, what do you do to keep it exciting and fun? Because you don't want it to get stagnant and boring. But how do you spark up and keep things going in a long term relationship these days? And does this even exist anymore? My rap tribe says, nah, they don't care out here. The city does a Christmas lighting event every year, and people have been flocking downtown. Super pretty, but not worth it. Hmm. Listen, thank you so much, Desi, for sharing that video. I appreciate you. Um, do you think that the coronavirus is spread by speaking? I mean, I didn't want to do this, but do you think that the coronavirus is spread by speaking? Do you think that the mask or what stops it? I mean, I've said this time and time again. I just don't see how the masks do it. I've had someone come on the show here and said that in the medical field that they work in, it's a known fact that those blue masks, those surgical masks, whatever you want to call it, that they have us wear, that they don't do anything, which is kind of strange because the doctors wear them and everything when they're, doing surgeries and stuff and all that great stuff. So if it doesn't really do anything, you're pretty much inhaling all of that stuff. So if that's the case, when we're out here putting it on, acting as if it's going to stop something or change something, I just don't get it. Question that come out here now. Oh, I had my mask on. Everything I don't understand. Our question to ask: did you really wash your hands properly? Did you get underneath those nails? Did you really keep that water running and keep it at a nice temperature to get some of the germs before you started putting your hands all over your face and eating? I have noticed so many people have just been so lax when it comes to washing their hands and everything. And it just amazes me. I can't stand it. I really can't. If it didn't taught me anything, teach me anything, excuse me. It damn taught me how back when I was a little kid, you would you would get cussed out if you even went anywhere near the table to try to go and eat something, touch something, go in somebody's kitchen, do anything without washing your hands. You want to talk about getting in trouble? Crazy. I wish you would go somewhere inside of my grandmother's kitchen, touching anything, going to that table, acting like you knew anything without washing your hands. But I see so many people not wash their hands, but oh, they got a mask on. All right, let me touch everything. Let me touch every single thing I could possibly touch, and then be all fidgeting on my mask and stuff and pulling it up and this and that and doing all of this. And but you just touch pen pads, doorknobs, you came out of the bathroom, you did this, you did that, but you got your hands all over it. So I honestly think that it's on surfaces. I think the whole mask thing is a little hoax thing that they got to keep us divided and shook up. That's my own personal opinion. It is what it is. That's why I don't get hung up when people say, oh, do they got a mask on? Do they not got a mask on? This, that, the next, the other. Did you wash your hands is what I have to ask you before you go touching your damn face, eating, hands all on your lips and this and that. And I can't put up with it. I really can't. Exactly. Couldn't touch nothing without washing our hands. You know, I'm telling you, especially down south folks. I'm just saying. Yep, people barely practice basic hygiene before 2020. Oh yeah. Mm, mm. Still see it today. Now, let's talk about some sweet revenge. Now, I want some really good stories. Really, really good stories of how you got some sweet revenge for somebody who's done something wrong to you. I don't know. Share it. There's been so many things. I don't know. I just want to hear some good story. I know that they're out there. Let me give you a little minute. So, what were some sweet revenge that you've done? Or maybe you didn't even get back to them. The universe made it possible for it to happen right before your eyes. And you didn't even have to do anything about it. That could be some sweet revenge too. I just want to know. I know that there's some stories out there. Desi, I know you got a story for me for sweet revenge. Bethany, I know you got a story out there. Jetta, you got a story? Nene says, oh, I didn't even see that comment about sending people home. Don't poop my house, take your ass home. That's a good question. Can you do number two in a public environment? Or do you have to be home at your own toilet? Some people can go to the bathroom anywhere. I've seen it. I've dated some people that could just drop a load wherever. And my thing is, when I was in these situations, I would just think like, oh, I can't do that. I cannot do that. Let me tell you. Now, when duty calls, when nature calls, if you want to say it, that's so funny. When duty calls, when nature calls, sometimes you have to do it when you're stuck in a situation. It's all about being on a schedule, first of all. If you get your body on a schedule, you don't have to worry about those accidents unless you come across something that you've eaten that was foreign or whatever. Your body's not used to it. You did a little bit too much partying or drinking or whatever. Sometimes that could happen. But all right. So it's happened to the best of us. But when I have had to use the bathroom in public places, I am so grossed out about the whole situation that whatever it is, I want to singe my skin in nothing but hot shower for like hours, like trying to get off whatever is on me. Like I just can't. And I'm not right until I go home and take a shower and rinse and repeat and do it all over again. I don't care if I just got a shower and went out and had to use the public bathroom somewhere else. I can't just go along with my day and be like, everything's cool. I'm going to be so uncomfortable and so upset until I get back in my environment and take a nice hot shower and get myself situated before I can go ahead and move on with my day. So, hey, that's just me. I'm a little crazy. I had to tell somebody today how much of a germaphobe I was. Like, it's just reality. This is who I am. So, in any case, are you able to just go to the bathroom in any public environment? I don't know. I know I can't. Not to be right in my mind, I won't be. The whole day I'll be jacked up. Now, the last burning question that I got, this is a rough one. This is a real rough one. All right. So, I know some of y'all gonna get mad at me. It's all right. After this burning question, I know that some of y'all are gonna get mad at me, but it's warranted because we haven't really had any really juicy burning questions like this. And I don't expect anybody to answer it at all because I know you ain't gonna answer it. You ain't gonna tell the truth. So I just want this to be a rhetorical question. But my rap tribe says sometimes you can't make it to the house. If I eat somewhere new for the first time, I try to go home afterwards. I brought toilet seat covers from Amazon that have more coverage than the ones in the stalls. Oh, okay. Now that makes a big difference, toilet seat covers, because you can't just plop down wherever. But if I had to do it today, I'm gonna have my Lysol. I'm gonna have everything on point. You know, with this whole pandemic stuff, we got a lot of gadgets and we got a lot of things to keep things safe. But yeah, I feel you on that one. No, I cannot go to public restrooms without acting out at this age. I am so done with you. You said acting out at this age. Mm-mm-mm. Now, you know one thing I can't do. One thing I most certainly cannot do is porta potties. I cannot stand them. And I know it sounds a little gross, but I have often thought, as a grown ass man, and don't judge me, is it better off if I just sit here and shit my pants and throw away and burn all my clothes than to go into a porta potty and damn hell have an accident both ways? Because I ain't gonna want to sit down. So I'm probably gonna end up, I don't know what's gonna come worse. Me shitting all over myself or me throwing up from the smell. And then you trying to turn around and sit down and turn around. That is just a nightmare, me going inside of a porta potty that's been used. You sit down and you try to poop, and then the smell gets you up, so then you throw up, and then you turn it and Mm. When I tell you, and then when I see people come out of porta potties and they've been in there for a minute, so now you shit on top of somebody else's shit, and oh god, the summertime, the flies coming. If a fly hits you on the nose, mouth, lip, inside of a porta potty, you know where it was. Oh, I cannot do it over my dead body. Mm, mm. Will not go into no porta potty. And when I do, I got an attitude. I have a straight up attitude. I ain't touching nothing. Hands, because sometimes it happens where you have to. But for the fellas out there, if you're anything like me, where you're a germaphobe, or ladies, if you want to keep your man and clean and you want to make sure that he's good and you don't want him touching stuff, and I ain't trying to be gross, but whatever he touches and whatever he gets, it's going to end up coming back to you in a roundabout way, some way or other. So whatever you do, you can actually make your mate sick in a roundabout way. So fellas, just get a Gatorade bottle and keep it moving. The best porta potty that I had in my lifetime, which is clean, sanitary. Get yourself a Gatorade bottle. And I ain't talking about the small ones. You have to get the big Gatorade bottle, especially if you're out there at those festivals drinking and partying, carrying on. You're going to fill up a lot. So get yourself a Gatorade bottle, couple of them, keep it moving. I don't even drink Gatorade, but if you see me with a Gatorade bottle in my hand, I'm going to untwist the cap and I'm going to pour out the contents and I'm going to keep me a Gatorade bottle for the festival, for the concert, for whatever we got. Anything to stop myself from subjecting myself to the nonsense of a porta potty. I feel that that is absolutely disrespectful to go into some of those places like that. No, do not agree with me, Desi. That was not a right answer. She said, "I agree. Go in your clothes." We had an outside house as a kid. Oh, oh, the whoopings I got regularly. That is so funny about the outside houses. I've never experienced them, but I've heard about them before. That must have been terrible to go through that. And I need to look at what an actual outhouse is. Like, I guess it's like a porta potty. I don't know. Like, what happens with that? Do you empty it out? Is it like a porta potty since it's like an outside house? What happens with that? They still exist these days too in certain areas. What's going on, y'all out there on Instagram? I appreciate you for joining in tonight. This is freestyle sessions where we basically just, you know, anything goes here tonight. So now, I got the question that we're going to end up closing this up with and shutting it down with because I know that some of y'all are going to be so mad at me. And y'all ain't going to answer it the right way, and I know it. And it's just a rhetorical question. And it is what it is. Because I know it. When I was writing it today, I said, ooh, they ain't going to like this. Mm, 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 mm. So, yes, you have to empty it out. I promise you, I was so excited when we got indoor plumbing. That is so interesting. Wow. When you empty it out, where the hell do you put it though? Where do they put the waste from porta potties? That's what I want to know. Where does that go when you have the trucks come and pick it up? Where the hell do they take it to? I guess like a facility where the truck comes and sucks it out and then it gets put somewhere. Hmm. Okay, y'all ready? So here we go. Your mama was a hoe and your daddy was a gigolo. So now you have to fight so hard in trusting people when you start dating and when you're out there in the world because you don't want history to repeat itself. So now typically we follow behind what our parents do. You raise up a child and out of some way they end up doing some of the same things that you do regardless until you teach them, all right, this is called breaking a cycle. Some people call them generational curses and the whole nine, but your mama was a hoe and your daddy was a gigolo. So now that you out there in this dating world, you have a hard time trusting people, and you don't know what to do because you don't want history to repeat itself. So the question that I have to ask you, are you a hoe or are you a gigolo? Mm, mm, mm. And I know that ain't nobody gonna answer that question at all. Period. All right. So I'll go ahead and say it for y'all. Cause now I know. Blame it on the men. He cheated on my mom. This, that, the next, the other. He's this. This is why I can't trust men. Vice versa, the whole nine. I know that that's what it is. Y'all gonna say that the men did it, which when you think back about how history repeats itself and the whole process, men typically, and they still are, you know, I guess the ultimate ones when it comes to it. But then I heard that some of y'all ladies out there, y'all cheat worse than the men do. Nick Cannon comes to mind with this question. Now, why does Nick Cannon come to mind? Something happened with my audio here. Hold on a minute. This ain't right. I don't know what happened over here, but out of nowhere. Why does Nick Cannon come to mind when I ask a question, are you a hoe or a chicken? And you know, Bethany, I'm not listening to you. I am not listening to you at all. You ain't right. I am not. Your mama was a hoe or your daddy was a gigolo. And now you have a hard time trusting people when it comes to dating and this whole situation because guess what? You don't want history to repeat itself. And you know exactly what mommy did. You know what daddy did. And you can't trust people. Ladies, if you had a cheating daddy, he was so disrespectful to your mom. What does that make you think about men when you see him? You're going to be thinking, oh shit, daddy did this before. Now I know that you're doing the same damn thing. Mm, 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 mm. So the question is, the reason why you got trust issues and you so jacked up, is it because you're a hoe or is it because you're a gigolo? Nick Cannon comes to mind with this question. That song with R. Kelly and his current quest to have all these babies. Mm-mm-mm. Let me see what this says here without messing anything up. Desi says, "Ooh, child, I was throwing it. I'm not repeating it. I wasn't cheating, but I was a free. Um, had me going for mine. I'll discuss it in my diary online. That rhymed a little bit too. I like that. Had me going for mine. I'll discuss it on my diary online. You know, it's so funny. I get a little guilty. I'll be honest with you. If I turn into a gigolo, I'll be a little guilty after a while, and I'll be like, you know, that wasn't right. Laren, you need to get yourself together. You know that that's not right. I can't do it for such a long time, which I know that I'm such a different person because listen, I know I ain't supposed to say it, but he was a gigolo. He was a gigolo. He probably still is a gigolo today, but I just don't have that in me. I do it for a little bit, and then after a while, I'll be like, this ain't working for me. I can't do this. I don't know what it is with me. I guess I'm kind of glad that I have that in me because I'd be a reckless soul if I'd be a trip. I'm glad that I have these little breaks that be like, hold up, you're doing too much. You don't need to go there. You don't need, you know what I'm saying? Because if I didn't have that, ooh, I'd be a trip. I can't do it. I'm too much of a germaphobe too. That's another thing too. I think that's what keeps me in check. Cause some people they just be out there. They just be out there. And I'd be like, I can't even. I can't even. And the way you look, I ain't trying to throw no shade, but the way you look, I don't even want you looking over here. because I don't want nothing that you got. Period. That song with R. Kelly. Oh, I said that already. I guess this little iced tea has gotten me twisted a little bit already. Remember Twisted Teas? This is along the line of Twisted Teas because I used to get twisted off of Twisted Teas when they first came out. I don't even mess with them now. But I done made some mistakes off of some Twisted Teas when they first came out in the early 2000s. That was, yes. I made some mistakes off of some Twisted Teas. I was like, "Oh, this is nice. This is new in the stores. Iced tea." Yeah, I was twisted and a whole bunch of other things after that. But I just want to say I'm so thankful, y'all, to be out here hanging with y'all. I appreciate everybody out there for hanging in there. I do hope that y'all had such a great Thanksgiving with your family. I know I enjoyed catching up with some of my family, and I enjoyed having a day off. We got some more holidays coming up. I can't wait for some rest and relaxation, which is long overdue. Um, Miss Desi says, my trauma had me reckless. I finally got myself together, thank God. Yes, it's good when we understand and we know what the situation is. That way we know how to move forward. See, some of the mistakes that we make in life is when we don't understand. We didn't take the time to sit down and figure it out and dissect it 100%. If you are anything like me, you've made these same mistakes, just like I talk about deja vu. You've made these same mistakes over and over and over and over and over and over again. So finally, you just look in the mirror and you be like, I'm so sick of you. I can't stand anything about what you got going on right now. But one thing that I do know is that I'm sick of you and I'm sick of feeling this way. I'm sick of going through this whole situation and you're going to have to get this together. So I get it. I get it 100%. And it's not just about being a hoe or a gigolo. I know that was a little joke, but let's talk about some real talk. How many people out there, have a problem with gossiping, talking all kinds of stuff about everybody? And you do it because it's fun and it's cute and it's all that in front of everybody else. But the minute that you get home, you sit there and you be like, now, why did you do that? And you just looking at your own insecurity staring you right smack dead in the mirror. Because that same thing that you spoke about that person, you got some insecurities too. You ain't right. You spoke about her hair. You said her lashes weren't on point. And then when you get in your own quiet time, you're beating yourself up about the things that you see. And the things that you see, ain't nobody even paying attention. They can't even see that. But you can't even get yourself together to where you can shut your mouth out in public and not embarrass somebody else. How about that? That's people who got issues with gossiping. We can go back on the whole, hoe and gigolo thing. Some people really have a problem with being just so promiscuous that they don't know what to do. They skip off that part of that inner peace and seeking within self first. And now because you feel that you're lacking something, you're running around and you're looking into everybody else's face for something that you should be looking within self for. Now you found yourself end up having some group sex and some orgies and you doing some strange things for a little bit of change and you got yourself all twisted out to, you know what, you need to reel it back in, my brother, my sister, whoever you are, because you let that thing go a little bit too far. You're going to wake up and not realize who the hell you're staring at when you look in the mirror. Like, I'm so thankful that, like I said, I have some of these breaks where I'm not out there. And it's not to try to put anybody else down. But when no one has taught you about the value of loving yourself and sitting with yourself and understanding who you are, you will make some mistakes and some decisions that are not right because you feel that you have to be around people. And the scary part about it is that if you finally get it, and I'm going to talk about the fake shit, like, oh, you got to love yourself, all this stuff. And I'm not talking about that. The people who truly know how to love themselves, they know. They don't need to be around people. They might be some strange individuals. They might be called this. They might be called that. Because they don't need to be around people. But the scary thing about it for somebody like me is when you see how people, and I'm going to use the word, but whore themselves out just for attention. I just can't get it. And I pray for people like that because you should not be like that. You should be able to sit down and be okay with yourself. You shouldn't have to feel like, oh my God, I can't be by myself. I can't be in these four walls. Something's not right. I got to call this person. I got to do this. I got to do that. I got to go here. I got to run here. I got to do that. That's what I want to do sometimes when I see people go through those situations. Just, I'm praying for you. And I'm not saying that I'm 100%, but damn hell, I'm not like that anymore. Where, oh, I feel like I'm going to die without you. Hell, I'm going to die with you. Get out of here. All right. So we here. I want to say thank you so much to everybody out there who's been watching. If you're on Facebook, see you out there on Instagram. Thank y'all for hanging out there with me tonight. TikTok, I appreciate y'all. Desi, thank you for holding me down on TikTok. Twitter, YouTube, D-Live, Twitch, thank you so much. I cannot, continue to be here night after night after night without people showing up, without people watching the replays and, doing your thing. And I appreciate you. What's going on? I appreciate you. Thank you. I'm going to call you Van. What's up? Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate you on D-Live. Now, I have a new project coming out called My Inspirations, Volume 1.5, Deliberation Remix Journal, a 30-day transformational journey towards a healthier mindset. So we are getting ready to transform our minds, and we're going to go through this daily process. And some of the things that hurt us before in the past, yes, we're going to revisit them. We're going to talk about them, and then we're going to grow, and then we're going to move on. You can't stay stuck where you were. And it's time for the 4-in-1 podcast and all the listeners to get elevated to a whole nother level. Yes, when we first started, we might have been broken. We might have been beat down. We might have thought so less of ourselves, and we might have not even known who we were. But through this process, through speaking night after night after night, getting around like-minded individuals who can understand, some of the struggles and the journey that we have been through, now we're able to elevate to the next level. So you have to get a good understanding of where you came from so that you know exactly where you're going in life. You get it all jacked up when you don't get those life lessons and you don't understand and you don't say, okay, listen, this happened at this age and this was why. This happened here and this is why. Now this happened so that when I get here, I know how to act right. Because when you don't pay attention to the past, when you get to that new situation, you may not know how to act right and you may not know how to handle certain situations. And trust and believe. I've been doing it up and down like this whole roller coaster for majority of my life. Not paying attention to any of the signs that were out there, the people that have come into my life to teach me a lesson, just dismissing it, thinking that I knew every single thing. And that's the problem. Don't get too ahead of yourself. Don't act like you are the one controlling and moving this whole thing here, because life will come in and slap you and put you right in your place and make you understand and do some research and figure out who your higher power is and who keeps this thing rocking and rolling. I'm just saying. So, My Inspirations, Volume 1.5, Deliberation Remix Journal, a 30-day transformational journey towards a healthier mindset. If you'd like to help support me in this new project, you can text the keyword remix to 609-738-0611, and you can get your copy pre-ordered, pre-sale, and you'll get it before everybody else, before the release date. Again, text the keyword remix to 609-738-0611, and I promise you that if you have the first one, when you get the second one, you're going to understand how I am opening up and I'm speaking a hell of a lot more than the first one. I mean, I gave you just a little bit of a preview on Volume 1, but this one here, I'm definitely open up and I'm speaking up about a lot of different things. And you're going to hear a lot more once I start to, you know, get closer to the release date. I'm going to, do some reading here live on air here and let you know a little bit about it, just a little bit more. But yeah, it's coming. It's coming. Now I have to thank my executive producer, my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, for allowing me to come out here and give you all the 411 podcast one more time in life. Again, like I said, without him, there would be no me, there would be no you, and we wouldn't even be here tonight. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And again, can't wait to see y'all again tomorrow, 10 o'clock. I think we're going to turn this thing into freestyle sessions again tomorrow night, but we might have a special guest, Mr. Jason T. Davis, coming on. And again, if you would like to speak to me, again, you can text me at that same number, 609-738-0611. And tomorrow, maybe we can get you on here live. And I would like to get somebody else to come on as well. If Jason does come on tomorrow, I really would like to have someone come up on Instagram or TikTok and ask him some questions as well. So let's do it up tomorrow. I'll see y'all right here at 10 o'clock on the 411 podcast. Take care, y'all. Have a good night. Thank you. Good night, Desi. I appreciate you. I don't know who's out there on Instagram, but thank you for hanging out there. Good night, as well as everywhere else. Take care, y'all. Good night.